Alright, so this is the shop that I've built to make the things that I make. Here's the inside. This wood that's right here on the ground, the blocks that are burned. Alright, now I'm not the greatest cameraman in the world, so bear with me. That came out of Fitzgerald George's first livery stable, which later turned to be, let me turn this fan down so you can hear me, later turned into be, I guess, the first auto mechanic shop in town. Now, this was back in just the turn of the century, back in actually this piece of wood the building was built in 1906, so I'm just going to say that tree was cut down in 1906. It was stored in a warehouse, and the warehouse caught on fire, and it just charred the outside of it. I'm going to make the bucket out of this one because this is one of the oldest pieces of wood that I actually have. You can't see it right there, but annual rings are really, really tight. Okay, it'll show up better when I actually carve it out. All right, so to do this is a shaven horse right here. I learned how to do all this in Colonial Williamsburg up in Virginia. I do it all with the draw knives and such. Here's some pieces. Now, because this wood is so old, I mean, seriously, this tree was cut down in 1906. You got to figure that back in the day, it was virgin growth forest. These trees were, geez, they had to be at least 2.5 foot in diameter. This piece of wood here is probably going to have close to, I don't know, 70, 80 annual rings across a 3-inch piece that I'm going to be using for the bucket stave. So if across 3 inches is 80 some years, 70, 50 years, you got to figure that tree has got to be at least 2.5 feet tall. I'm sorry, 2.5 foot in diameter. Well, I'm going to let you just take a guess at how old that tree would be. Certainly, these trees were growing before Jamestown, the first settlement in Virginia, was established. And so the way the shaven horse works, I'm sure you probably may have seen one before. I've got a pedal down here that I push on, and when I do that, the jaw comes down and closes. And let's see, yeah. So let's see if I can do this one-handed. So I grab a draw knife. Yeah, you getting sick yet? And so the nice thing about this is, as I pull on this, the harder I pull, the harder my feet push down on the pedal down here, and the harder my feet push, the harder this clamps. You really can't make a bucket or a barrel without a Cooper's shaven horse. All right. Okay, so that's all I'm going to show you for now. There's a barrel that I made. When I figure out how to do this video thing better, I'll put something together. But that's my Colonial Craftsman seat there. Alright, so let me get started on y'all's bucket. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks. Thanks for the privilege of making one for y'all.